Hey, guys, it is Old Man G here back again with another match review. It is Manchester United versus RB Leipzig. And what, for me, and I said this at the beginning, is probably the most important game of the group. But if you're new to the channel, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, United X, and smash that notification button for the latest Manchester United. We have a lot to talk about. Just leave your comments. Nano Ahmed, I hope to play United for the future. To play in the future. I wish you all the best, mate. I wish you all the best. And Kobe Manda, thank you for joining, Kobe. Always a pleasure to see you on the chat. So yes, Manchester United versus RB Leipzig in the Champions League. Sorry, mate. I'm still in the process of setting up. It's not particularly professional of me, but how is everyone doing first and foremost? Before I even get into the news, guys, there seems to be some recurring issue with my microphone. So if you do hear like a screech or a yell or something, then please let me know because I've heard of a few times that people have said that it's screeched and it's blocked. It's when it is. I can't hear it, whatever it is. So please do just let me know if you have any issues with it. So yes, like I said, United versus RB Leipzig Champions League match preview. I mean, what, like I said, I think is for me is the most important match for Manchester United sort of going forward. Very live, Bartomeu is gone, is Vinus FC, and the rest of Barca support are expected to follow. Yeah, that is big news. Bartomeu leaving. Barcelona are in a mess right now. I'm not going to lie. They're an absolute mess, and I know a lot of people are like, we'll make a segue, but I know a lot of people are like, oh yes, this is great. Messi has his way, but the team blah blah. But to have the board and the president resign around the start or midway through a season is not good, So I just don't see how this works in any Shibahashin, really. But yeah, I'm looking forward to just going back to Manchester United because we're here to talk about Manchester United, not about Barcelona. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. For the simple reason that we have obviously quite a lot of optimism going into this game. Manchester United surprisingly had a good win against PSG away in Paris. It does put less pressure, in my opinion, on this game. I do think that if Manchester United do beat RB Leipzig, we are at home, by the way, but if we do beat RB Leipzig, it puts us in a strong position to getting through the group. Because if we beat Leipzig, we have Istanbul back-to-back, and I expect us to win both our games because we have a strong enough squad to do that. We end 4 games with 12 points. That's effectively us through. If we win our next 3 games of the group, we're effectively through. It might be second, but we're through. Because PSG and Leipzig have to play each other back-to-back, and I think that will be interesting. So there is an emphasis on, I think, Leipzig knowing they have to play PSG are probably going to come at us quite hard, knowing that we're not particularly great at home, knowing that Nagelsmann is actually a very good tactical coach. I certainly think they're going to come into Old Trafford for a win, knowing they're going to be playing PSG, and it's going to be a difficult game. And the most important thing, in my opinion, is that we don't lose. Kobe Renner says, I hope it's the Glazers. Yes, yeah, in our dreams, mate. In our dreams, unfortunately. I'm at the Red Devil. Suda, what happens to your fantasy? Yeah, bro. It's just been busy, really. I wanna come back to it. I think not this because I'm on call because I've got a busy medic life. So not this week, but next week. I think I'll resume because a lot has happened in 4 or 5 weeks. So I will try and bring the Fantasy Premier League show back. Usually it's deadline day streams, so it's about 10 o'clock from 10 to 11 usually. So, but I will try and get it back with my bro on as we get through fantasy football. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comments about RB Leipzig versus Manchester United, whether you think that we actually have a shot at these guys. I said Nagelsmann is a very good coach. I think he's someone that personally, for me, if Manchester United were to part with Ollie, who I'd be more comfortable having as a coach rather than, I know a lot of people talking about Poch and other managers, but personally for me, if we were to get a replacement for Ollie, Nagelsmann for me is my first choice, followed by Bielsa, because here I see someone who's young, who's experienced, who's got the tactical know-how to take a team forward, if that was the case. But we're not going to be talking about that. I do think, and I'll preface this, I will preface this, I think there has been a lot I want to say this. I'm not Ollie in, Ollie out. I'm in a third camp called Ollie indifferent, which basically means that I I'm I'm not going to be vocal on either side. I will defend Ollie to defend him, and I will criticize him to criticize him. That's just how I feel like it should be, and I will support Manchester United no matter what. And I feel that personally, right now, it doesn't make sense to sack a manager at the beginning of a campaign when we have no evidence that things are going to fall apart. Which is when it's so early in the season. On top of that, people have already forgotten how bad our transfer window was. I went to this season expecting another fourth place. Maybe some people thought that we're going to compete for League and Champions League. I don't know. But based on our recruitment and based on the areas I thought that we needed, I went in expecting a fourth place finish. I'm not going to lie, and possibly a trophy, like an FA Cup or Carabao Cup. That's my expectation for this season. If we supersede that, then we'll see what happens. But we have. I think we have reason to be optimistic. For live, COVID, Spanish fans are more crazy for their football clubs, and if you lose the fan base in Spain as player manager or no pros, you finish, and there's no way back. I do agree with that. Hey G, bits and bobs. For those of you watching, he's got a lovely YouTube channel. Please head over to his YouTube channel, like and subscribe. He does a lot of very, very good work, and he's a fellow Manchester United fan. It's good to have you on the show. Please get your questions in. So yeah, United versus Leipzig. I'll obviously put in fact, let's actually get a few in, but let me get what I think my starting lineup is going to be, and let me know if you guys agree with this. This is the formation. Not that one. Jeez, you'd think I'd be better prepared. You'd think I'd be better. This is the thing with live shows. There we go. There it is. Okay, here we go. So yeah, this is my predict style. I always say this is what I think Ollie will pick, not what I want Ollie to pick, because then I at least set my expectations real, if that makes any sense. So this is my predicted 11 versus Leipzig. Change that. Jeez, I am not prepared today. There we go. That's better. Okay, so I'm just getting some comments before. What time they play? LA says what time they play. They're playing. The game is tomorrow, 8 o'clock BST. So that's Wednesday time, British Standard Time is what I'm going. I'm not sure what it is in the country that you're on, but it's Wednesday, 8 p.m. British Standard Time. So here's my starting 11 for those who are curious. Remember to like the vid, share and subscribe, wherever you're watching, whether it's Facebook. Shout out to everyone who's watching on Facebook. Shout out to everyone who's watching on Twitch and also on YouTube as well. It makes a big difference. Please like, please share, and support Old Man G. So here's the lineup that I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to start. De Gea is obviously going to be in goal. I don't think there'll be any disagreements about that. I think then, and now here's the thing: Manchester United away obviously played a 5 at the back with 3 midfielders and then 2, so 5-3-2 or 3-5-2, effectively. And I think that in this game, being that we're at home and being that it's Leipzig, I do think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is probably going to go back to a back 4. I don't think he's going to play back 3 at a. Better get my charger. Yeah. So batteries all. There we go. So I don't think Ollie's going to play back 3 against Leipzig. I think he'll play a back 4. I do expect some changes because obviously we have Arsenal on the weekend as well, and I would be very surprised if Ollie played the same team 3 times in a row. However, I do expect mainstays. So like I said, De Gea will obviously be in goal. Wan-Bissaka will be our right back, so he's obviously going to be a mainstay. We still don't really have anyone, I think, that can deputise to Wan-Bissaka unless you put Brandon Williams, who's a left back, as a right back, because he's quite right-footed. Dalot is obviously known to AC Milan, and so the only other alternative really is probably like a Fosu-Mensah or something like that. We then have Maguire and Tuanzebe. Now, here's the thing. I think that Maguire will... I feel that Maguire will start. I think if he's not injured, I think he will start, especially if we're not playing a 3 at the back, because he's our captain, and Ole just loves to play him all the time. So I think Maguire will start. So therefore, I think that Lindelof will drop to the bench. I won't be surprised if Lindelof started, but I do think that if Ole wants to rotate the squad and try and save some time to get back in, I think that playing Axel Tuanzebe as a centre back alongside Maguire would be a good shout. And it's also a very good shout just regarding the future as well, you know. So because I think that given the pace that Tuanzebe, or as Kobe Miranda says, Twan Dijk starts, I think that actually that would be very, very I think that'd be very good for us in my opinion, because just for the life of me, I just think that the issue with Lindelof and Maguire has always been pace. It has always been pace. And with Tuanzebe, you at least don't have that issue. Moving on now. So Telles, I think, will come in for Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw had an average game, I think, against Chelsea. He did okay against PSG as a left-sided centre-back. So I feel that in this formation, I actually don't know. And if anyone knows in the comments, let me know, like, what actually happened to Alex Telles? What happened to Alex Telles? I generally don't know what happened to the guy. Was he injured? Was he out? Was he just not in the squad? Because I think he did a very good job against PSG. Predominantly, just the whole putting in balls into the box, to be honest, helped massively, you know. So I think that Alex Telles will come in. I think he should come in for Luke Shaw personally, because I think that we finally have a fullback who goes forward more and actually puts decent crosses in the box. You know, and only good as Solskjaer's press reaction to the Chelsea game, he mentioned things like, rewarding players for their performances, and that was how he picked the starting lineup against Chelsea. Now, I accept that for probably Fred and Mata and maybe Bruno, but I don't accept that for Maguire, who didn't play. He played Sosa against Newcastle and didn't play against PSG. I don't accept that for Daniel James, who's still not played particularly well. I don't accept that for Scott McTominay. You know, so I really hope that Ollie isn't going down the line of personal favourites personally. And I know he likes Luke Shaw, but if he's watching what I'm watching, Telles is certainly someone. If we want someone need to go forward and create chances, we can't. If we're going to play two holding, which I think we are in Fred and McTominay in this game, then personally you can't play Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, two players that are, you know, what are we creating? What are we creating? You know, McTominay and Fred are not creators. Telles and Wan-Bissaka are not really. Well, sorry, Wan-Bissaka and Shaw are not really creators. Telles at least is a creator, and his delivery was from set pieces and from the wing was actually really good. So I really hope he starts. I really hope Ollie starts him. Bits and Bob says, I prefer this formation. G, Martial on left, Tarzan on front, and VVD on the right. The only reason why I assume Tarzan, I mean by Cavani, and VVD on the right. The only reason why I think that he's not going to start Cavani is because Martial is obviously still suspended for the game against Arsenal. So I feel like Cavani will play against Arsenal. I feel that against Arsenal he'll probably put Rashford to the left, put Cavani up top, and then Fernandes, and then possibly Mata or Greenwood. We'll see. Greenwood is obviously always there on the right, but there seems to be some issues with Greenwood. And to be honest, if I'm perfectly honest, I don't think really Greenwood or Pogba or the like have played particularly well in the first few games of the season. They were quite a bit off. So as for Van der Beek, the impression I get is that just Van der Beek isn't going to start. I just don't think that Van der Beek is going to start for Manchester United tomorrow. I love him too. I love him to start. I love Van der Beek. I love Van der Beek to start in. I love what I would prefer is Fred to play here with McTominay, and then have Van der Beek here and Fernandes here, or better yet, probably better, have Fernandes here, Fred here, and Van der Beek where Fernandes is. I think that would work a lot better. But it is what it is. ROMU says, really hope Donny gets his chance on the big stage. I hope so too. But like I said, mate, I'm from Solskjaer's press conference, the impression I got is that he's not. That's just his impression. I just don't think that he's going to start. He might come on. I wouldn't be surprised if he came on, but I just don't think he's going to start. Let's quickly just sort of move on. Yeah, so Tellez obviously McTominay and Fred. He's been playing McTominay and Fred for a while now, and to be honest, they've not done much wrong. So he played them again in the Champions League. So I would be very surprised if he changed McTominay. McTominay was in the press conference today, so I think McTominay will play. So the question is, will Fred play? And I personally think that McTominay, Fred, and Fernandes is better than McTominay, Pogba, Fernandes. McTominay, Pogba, and Fernandes just doesn't seem to work. If you're going to play McTominay, you have to play Fred together. I just think that Pogba isn't as disciplined as Fred in that position to be as tenacious to win tackles. He loses the ball. He's not a better passer than Pogba, but Fred is better defensively than McTominay. So if Ollie insists on playing McTominay, you have to play someone else next to him to babysit him, and that person is Fred in this circumstance. Fernandes will obviously play in the attack midfield role. Obviously, he's essentially our vice captain, and so I think he's going to go in that position. Then Rashford on the left, Marshall on the right, and this is the interesting one. I think it's going to be Mata. Mata has had a few good games. I think that he's put himself in Solskjaer's plans, even though he doesn't have enough pace. I do think that. I mean, I'm looking at the game really, and I keep on telling people I don't think it's a coincidence that you play anyone else, maybe even James or Mata, Lingard, etc., not Greenwood. And Wan-Bissaka's game is really good. And I think that's important for people to be aware. For everyone who's clamoring about Greenwood, is that I feel that Greenwood doesn't particularly track back a lot. And I think that causes problems. Rasmus, man, long time no see. How have you been doing? You been okay? I have not seen you for ages. I hope you're doing well. We need to catch up. I apologize. I've been busy revising for exams and away from everything. So it's good to see you again on Twitch. Please. DM me on Twitter actually. So, but I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, Chief. I really do. So yeah, that's what I think the line. That's what I expect. How I expect Solskjaer to line up against Leipzig. So I don't expect a back three at home against Leipzig. Leipzig. I'm probably pronounced this wrong. I apologize if I am pronounced. So let me know if I'm pronouncing this wrong. I expect a back three. Sorry, a back four, not a back three. If we played, to be honest, if we did play a back three with the same team, I wouldn't be completely gutted if I'm perfectly honest. The only thing I would say is that I would rather have Martial and Cavani up, or Rashford and Cavani. I wouldn't want to see Martial and Rashford up by themselves. But like I said, I expect a 4-2-3-1, and we'll see what happens. Now, on to sort of score predictions. Do I think that Manchester United are going to win this game? And let me know whether you agree with that lineup or what you think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to do, because I expect that he will do something like that. As far as the score predictions go, I probably predict I don't think this is going to be a goal fest. You know, we obviously know that Leipzig are managed very well by Nagelsmann, and upamecano is a very, very good defender. PSG did beat them, I think quite convincingly, I would say. We're at home, and frankly, our home record has not been particularly good. We've not won at home I can't even remember. And the fact is that, Leipzig will know that. They're the top of the Bundesliga. They're in good form. So this is going to be a very difficult game. All I just want Solskjaer I want our team to play without any fear. I want our team to not play without fear, and to really go out and harm Leipzig. Because the fact is, if we beat Leipzig at home, which we should, because I do think our team overall is better than Leipzig, we're effectively through. We probably will beat Istanbul home and away. So that's 12 points. We're good. The hard bit is over. We got it. So a win, a definitive win. I hope Ollie goes in saying, let's play for definitive win. Not play for a draw, not lose. Let's play for a definitive win. and go out and beat this side, because they're beatable. They're absolutely beatable. And like I said, it'll be 6 points from 2 games. Leipzig and PSG will have to play each other back to back, and they will clearly take points of each other. I anticipate that PSG will beat Leipzig twice, but you don't know, especially when they go away to Germany. Leipzig might beat PSG. So essentially what I'm saying is, regardless of whether PSG beat Leipzig twice or whether Leipzig maybe do one over PSG, if we can beat PSG in this game tomorrow, it puts us in a very, very, very strong position going forward into the into the group. Because personally, for me, I want to top the group. I obviously want to top the group. Means that we get a better draw, possibly. But we've got to see what happens. But for me, this second game was the most important game in the group anyway. I didn't expect us to beat PSG. We did. So I still think that this game is the most important game, for the simple reason that it is a first versus second thing. If Leipzig beat us, then suddenly the group is now wide open again. It could be PSG, it could be us, it could be, you just don't know. So at the very least, we cannot afford to lose. A point would be disappointing, but not terrible. It would put us level on points with Leipzig. But a win would be absolutely phenomenal. Tactical Manager says, I'm okay with a draw. I'm okay with a draw. Okay with a draw. Oh, the Red Devil says, Swasfed Masha. Tactical Manager, I'm okay with a draw tomorrow as well. I just think that at home, if we can go for it, let's go for it. And I think we've got the quality to go for it. It just depends on how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sets up. I just feel that if we can somehow beat Leipzig tomorrow, it puts a lot less pressure on us to qualify, and a lot more pressure on Leipzig and PSG, who are going to obviously take points of each other, having to play each other back to back. Whereas, we'll probably, I suspect, I could be wrong, but I expect that Manchester United will beat Istanbul home and away quite comfortably. Kobe says, last is the last time we won at home. Yeah, that's not good. I know that was only a few games back, but that's not good. I'm really interested to see what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's selection is going to be because I hope it's a lineup that is going to really go at this Leipzig team. They don't have Timo Werner anymore, although they are scoring goals and they are top of the Bundesliga. So, we can't sit on these guys. PSG are full of prima donnas. RP Leipzig are a team managed by an expert tactician. So if anything, I probably think that this game is harder. The only reason why I predict probably a 2-1 to Manchester United is the possible home advantage, in quotes, the fact that we have the quality of players to actually be able to win this game. We have the quality players on the bench, we have the quality of players around, and also just the fact that it puts in a big position in the group. Surrender Rashford says, when is the match? The match is 8 p.m. British Standard Time tomorrow. So tomorrow, Wednesday. So that's 8 p.m. British Standard Time tomorrow. And Li says, today the match? Not today, Wednesday. Wednesday, 8 p.m. BST, British Standard Time, whatever that is for your countries, where you are. But again, thank you guys for watching on Facebook. The match is tomorrow, not today, tomorrow. There are some games being played today, but it is what it is. Romu says, now, lads, we need to win this game to get the 3 points, but also get the first win of the season at Old Trafford. That is true. Momentum as well. Momentum. This is the thing about football. It's all momentum, and football fans are very reactionary. So if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer beats Leipzig and then beats Arsenal, then suddenly momentum builds. Our weekend suddenly momentum builds, because then we have, after that, we then have we'll then play Istanbul away, which should be fine, and then we'll play Everton away, which I'm a bit more confident now after what happened to Southampton. Maybe Everton just had a bit of a blip. So before you know it, we could build momentum. Right? We've got the Champions League sorted. We've got our points more in the bag, and we can take it from there. But like I said, my expectations, United fan, I know it might surprise people, but I went into the season being like, based on the transfer window, what everyone else did, my expectations were 4th place minimum and a trophy. Those are my expectations. That's it, you know. So maybe an FA Cup, a cup or something. Those are my expectations, because we just didn't do enough business. We didn't back this match. I think people need to remember that and direct their anger at the Glazers and Woodward, and not necessarily Ollie all the time. I'm not saying Ollie's good enough, but what I am saying is that let's direct the anger where it needs to go to, because other managers, Lampard, Arteta, Pep, they were backed. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the summer was not backed, and we need to remember that. Bits and Bob says now I need to win this. Yes, I do agree. I agree. Today the match, like I said, it's tomorrow. I've answered that. It's tomorrow. And Mo says I hope Pogba starts. They press a lot, and Pogba is our best chance to exploit that. I don't think Pogba is going to start, and I agree that they pressed. I think that's going to be a problem. The problem, I think, Mo, is that for me, if Pogba starts, I don't think. I'm just realizing again and again. I just don't think that Pogba can play if McTominay's playing, because Pogba's discipline. So essentially, McTominay's discipline is bad because McTominay doesn't play as a holding midfielder. He's almost like a B-Tech box-to-box midfielder as he leaves. So the most disciplined DM we have is Matic, who's a bit slow and can't really track back as quick as he used to. So the second best is Fred. So you have to play Fred at least. If you're going to play Fred, then you can play Pogba. So you can play Fred, Pogba, and Bruno potentially, which is just good. But given that I saw McTominay at the press conference, McTominay is probably going to play. Then McTominay is going to play. It means that Fred's going to play. And if Fred's going to play, then Fred are going to play. Then it means, in my opinion, that Pogba's going to be on the bench, and Bruno Fernandes is going to be up top in that attacking position, and Van der Beek and Pogba will probably come on to just try and exploit things. That's what I think. If I didn't see McTominay in the press conference, I might have thought maybe he might have changed it, but I think because essentially he's been undefeated since he switched to that midfield, so he's not going to change it. Now, he might change it mid-game, and I expect he will change mid-game by bringing Pogba and Van der Beek on, especially if we're ahead or we're massively chasing. But in Ollie's mind, it's probably like, listen, this midfield, I'm undefeated so far. Win against Newcastle, win against PSG, draw against Chelsea, who spent 200 million in the summer and yet couldn't only register one shot on target in 90 minutes. I'm winning, you know? Actually, we could go on and win the league, but just if everybody else keeps being inconsistent, we can be consistent. You know, I don't. Nah, I want to believe that, but to be honest, it's way too early. We'll pick up injuries. We're also inconsistent. We also didn't get backed, and I still think that Liverpool. And I said in my prediction, if you go back to watch my predictions at the start of the season, that I think Liverpool will defend the league. I think that they've got enough squad depth to cover for the loss of Van Dijk, and you know, they're probably more interested in defending the league than winning the Champions League. You know, Manchester City, I agree with you, are probably inconsistent. Others will be as well, but I just think that Liverpool will be the less inconsistent compared to everybody else. It just is what it is. Henderson, Axel, Harry Tellers. I don't think Henderson will start. I don't think he'll start. Aaron Bissaka, Axel, Harry, and Tellers. I think that's basically my back four. I don't think, like I said, Henderson will start. And De Gea, to be fair, has not done anything worthy that he needs to be dropped. He made some fantastic saves against PSG, so I don't think he's going to be dropped. The other four, that's how I think he'll set up, and I expect Lindelof to drop to the bench. So I'm just going to get Red Devil Weekly's lineup. Red Devil Weekly, how are you doing, buddy? Please head over and subscribe to this guy's channel. Post a lot of good content. Support your fellow Manchester United YouTubers. Head over to Red Devil Weekly and subscribe to him. He posts a lot of very good stuff. Hey G, Leipzig worry me more than PSG did because of Nagelsmann's tactical approach to get to semi-final of the team is no mean feat. I agree. That's why for me, a win against Leipzig at Old Trafford would be very significant, or at the very least not losing, but certainly a win for me I'm effectively probably confident that we're going to get through the group. So I agree with you. Even though I think that overall we still have better players than Leipzig, it's just going to be interesting. I just want to see what team Ollie puts and how we set up, because I would be very surprised if he goes to 3-5-2. Mo is right in saying that like Leipzig will press. They will press us a lot, and I think a lot of teams know that to press. In fact, I'm actually surprised that PSG didn't do that. For people, a lot of people said, "Oh, PSG or United parked the bus." We didn't park the bus against PSG. One of the things that I noticed that PSG didn't do, that other teams have done, is they didn't press us at all. They didn't press us in the midfield. They didn't push us high up. They didn't. They actually allowed us to play out for the back and counterattack relatively easily. So that's something that PSG didn't do, but something that Leipzig will do. And that's what we need to be very, very aware of. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very difficult game. My prediction, like I said, is still 2-1. Bruno Fernandes penalty. Bruno Fernandes penalty, because we do get penalties, because Martial will play. There's apparently there's a thing. If Martial plays, we get penalties because Martial wins the most penalties for us. So if Martial plays, I'm more confident we get a penalty. So as soon as Martial comes back, we'll get our penalties. So I expect another penalty in this game. Bruno to score, and then let's go Rashford. Let's go feed the world Rashford to get the second goal as well. And that's my back four. Sorry, no, fair enough. Right, guys. So thanks so much for watching. Remember, if you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, X, and smash that notification button. Raise Manchester United news. Hopefully, when my exams are over, I'll try and do more watch longs and stuff. We will be doing doing instant match reaction to it. Depending on what the score is, it might be live. But usually it'll be just instant match, and then we'll be doing a preview, an Arsenal preview, and hopefully we'll get a guest on to talk about who's going to win, Manchester United or Arsenal, and that'll be later at the end of the week. Take care, everyone. All the best, and cheers.